Good morning everyone. I thought I would make another video today just because everyone seems to have a lot of questions about the heroes and I guess the best way to actually recruit them. Firstly, of course, you need lots of super tickets. It is very important to be patient with the super tickets and save. Sometimes this may take many months, but in the end, you'll become one of the most powerful players. I'll be making another video actually on how to get the super tickets the best way, but for now, let's just picture you're a free-to-play player who struggles to get heroes. What can you do? So from when you first start the game up until now, it is the most important thing obviously to click the 10 times recruit. So you never want to just be recruiting one at a time. Well, I just did then, but let's say you have basically 7 tickets. Don't just recruit, wait till you've got the 10 and then go from there. There's also, I guess, a lot of superstitious people who would say that you can recruit maybe in the desert or the dark green area, or you have to be doing some sort of method and you'll have better luck at recruiting a specific hero. I can definitely assure you it's not the case. My opinion is the game is purely based on chance, because remember, when you're recruiting a seasonal hero, the odds are always 1 out of 100. They're about that. Actually, the easiest way to measure it is the luck meter here. So you'll see that whenever that reaches 1000 out of 1000, that means you're guaranteed to get a seasonal hero. But what you need to remember is that it is an in-game mechanic which will guarantee you the ticket, but the odds are still 1 out of 100. So in the same way, if you're playing roulette, if there's been, where it's black or red, if it's been 5 reds in a row, the probability on the 6th turn is still 50-50. It doesn't mean just because there's been 5 reds in a row that you're going to get a black soon. It's still 50-50. In the same way this luck meter works, if you're at 0 out of 1000, you have the same chance of getting a hero than if you're 800 out of 1000. It's only until it's exactly 1000 out of 1000 that you will be guaranteed the hero, and that normally happens at around 100 tickets. So that's why I like to say it's about 1 in 100. Again, you may be lucky and you may maybe get a hero when you're only 200 out of 1000. That's great, but the way to, I guess, accurately measure things and to, I guess, predict on what you want to recruit and when is to just go by the worst possible case. So I always think that I'm only going to get 1 hero every 100 tickets, and you'll often find if you have that sort of mentality that your recruiting will be a lot smarter and more efficient. So with that luck meter, I guess, kind of understood now, what we can, I guess, take from that is, if you only have 30 tickets and, I've got 117, this is my farm account, but let's say you've got 30 tickets and you see a pool like this, pretty decent pool, good hero, decent hero, decent hero. So, with 30 tickets, it's pretty unlikely that if you're at 0 out of 1000 luck and you only got 30 tickets, it's pretty unlikely that you're going to be able to get one. Now, if you use all 30 tickets, that luck meter is probably only going to go to about 400, maybe even less. Now, if you do that, what are you going to do now? You've literally just used 30 tickets and you've got no more to use. So how are you going to get that to 1000? You can't. So that's obviously a huge waste. Don't do that. You need to always think. What I like to do is I need to know 100% of the time that I've got at least exactly 100 tickets before I can recruit. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have 100 sitting here, because remember, these, I guess, recruitment pools will normally come on Thursday, and on Thursday, if you've only got 80 tickets, that is still a good time to recruit, because if you want to recruit on Thursday, go for it. It doesn't matter the time of the day, doesn't matter the day of the week. I can tell you it's just purely by luck. So if you've got 8 tickets on Thursday and you want to get a Clash of Zones score, I say recruit, because what will happen is if for some reason you don't get a hero within the 80 tickets, which has happened to me many times, that's fine, because you know that on Thursday you're going to get 2 tickets from Clash of Zones, Friday you'll get 2, Saturday, Sunday you'll get 2 and 2. So that's already 8 tickets extra. So now you're on 88. And then let's also think that from the VIP store, if you use your diamonds to buy VIP points, you'll be able to get 10 on Thursday, 4 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday, and 4 on Friday. Sorry, I missed Friday. So that's already an extra 22 tickets. So you're really, that 80 tickets is really actually 110. So when you think about it like that, then it's safe to do it. You may just need to then recruit, 80 on Thursday, and if you've got Hero Day selected for Sunday, which I always recommend doing, use the the next 30 there, and you'll get your hero. What I also would suggest is, I guess, thinking about what you want in terms of recruiting. So here's a good example. I've only got 117 right now. Now, if I look at the pool and there's Tech Priestess, it's probably the best hero in the game, would be fantastic to recruit. Now, I currently don't own any of them on my farm account. So let's say this was my main account and I didn't own any of Tech Priestess, and I really wanted to recruit her. With 117 tickets, it's quite unlikely that I would be able to get a duplicate. Now, because it's this particular hero and she's that good, I would suggest recruiting anyway. But let's say that maybe you want Caesar or Wings of Liberty. You kind of want them, but again, they're good heroes. Don't get me wrong, but they're not fantastic. They're not, you recruit Caesar or Wings of Liberty, it's not like now you're the most powerful player. Okay, so that's a good way to put it. They're good to fill a role in the team, but they're not going to be anything amazing. So with that being said, if you've only got maybe one Caesar or one Wings of Liberty, I would strongly suggest not using 100 tickets to get one of them. That's really not worth to recruit. If for example you had maybe 3 of Caesar, 2 of Wings of Liberty, and like 2 of Tech Priestess, well, this is a perfect time to recruit, because any 3 of those heroes that you recruit, it's going to be beneficial to you. So you just need to think like that as well. And keep in mind that what another really, I guess, good way to think about it is, remember that you always need to have at least 100 tickets if you're on 0 luck, which means that with 117, being on a Thursday, for example, if I had 117 on Thursday, I know that I can get maybe an extra 30 tickets from the Clash of Zones rewards and VIP store. So if I've got 117 and I recruit Tech Priest in only about 30 to 40 tickets, I should still have about 100 left over after the few days. So that would mean that I could potentially get 2 heroes from this pool only with 117 tickets. So keep that in mind as well. I always personally think about it as 100 tickets is 1 hero. So if I have 200 tickets, I'm going to get 2 heroes. And thinking about it like that is the best way to do it. You will get surprised where sometimes you will recruit only 10 and you'll get your hero and you'll think, oh, fantastic. And that just means that you've then got extra tickets to spare. But never think to yourself, 117 tickets, I need, this, and this, I'm going to go for it. Like, that's unrealistic, and that's a bad decision to make. And tickets, they take ages to save. So just using them recklessly is really bad, especially if you're a free-to-play player. If you're here spending hundreds of dollars every day or every month or whatever, you probably don't need advice on anything. You can just do whatever you want. But this is mainly for someone who's just playing the game for fun and they would like to get some good heroes. Also, what I would suggest doing, I guess, is in terms of saving tickets, let's have a look at actually all the heroes. One moment. Alright, so these are all the heroes at the moment. Up until S4 anyway. The SX don't actually appear in the recruitment hall. So let's say if you've just started the game what I would suggest doing is these 3 development heroes, get them as soon as you can. They are fantastic. Other than those 3, if we're talking about the actual combat ones, I would suggest to prioritize Forsaken, Destroyer, Arsenal, Reaper, and Iron Guard. They should be the top 5 that you prioritize. You know, if you get Shooter Man or Dawn Guardian, doesn't matter. Militant, split him. Razor, he's okay. Now, let's look at Season 1. I would just recommend avoiding all Season 1 heroes completely. The only exception to that is that I know that when you first start the game, if you look at the token store, let me pull that up. So the token store here, if you look at the token store in season, not in any season, right at the start of the game, I think maybe at the time Clash of Zones first starts in your state, or maybe slightly before, War Boss, Dragon Rage, and the Professional will all appear here. Now, if you're not sure who I was referring to, sorry, wrong pool. That is this guy, and this guy. So those 3 will appear there as the very first seasonal token. Now, what I would suggest doing is going for either one. You know, it's kind of like Pokemon. Do you want, you know, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Fire, Water, or Grass? You know, Shooter, Vehicle, or Fighter. Any of them are good. You just choose whatever you prefer. Personally, I would say the Professional is probably the best one, but War Boss is really good too. Dragon's Rage is good, but it's just that I just feel personally fighters are not very strong until Season 3 at least, and by Season 3, Season 4, Dragon Rage is not really that good. So for that reason, I'd probably say he's the one you want at least, but either of these 2 are fantastic. But now, when they do appear then in the recruitment, so they will come as a pair of 3, like this. It'll be those 3 here instead of these 3. I would suggest, if you've purchased one in the token store, to recruit. Now, recruit only maybe to get 1 or 2 of them. So, you know, if you recruit and you get 1 Professional, 1 War Boss, that's great. I would probably leave it at that. Maybe go 1 more extra to get maybe 2 copies of each. Because remember, at the end of the Doomsday season, you're going to get the Season 1 rewards. In Season 1 for me, I had all Season 1 heroes max. I spent all my tickets on that, and I can tell you it's a waste, because the Season 1 hero is going to give you the smallest advantage over normal orange heroes. So small that in fact it's not worth it. What would have been smarter is to not use any tickets on these guys and just use the normal orange heroes, and then come into Season 2 and just get all 6, because all 6 Season 2 heroes are fantastic. Now if you did that, you'd be undefeatable. So basically from Season 1, again, I'd suggest War Boss and Professional only. Season 2, grab them all. You know, Season 3, grab them all. But obviously it's hard to say grab them all. If you're a free-to-play player, it's unlikely you're going to be able to max every single hero. So what I would suggest is making a goal, aim for a particular set, and start saving for that set. Now what I mean is, if you're wanting to have your main APC as vehicles, well, in Season 1, get War Boss with the token. Maybe try in his pool. If you're lucky, you may get a War Boss, and you may get him in Doomsday rewards. So then, great, you've maxed out War Boss. That's fantastic. Now, when Season 2 comes around, don't aim for these shooters. Don't aim for these fighters. You know, aim to get Panther, aim to get Evenov. If that takes you 500 tickets, go for it, because Evenov and Panther are fantastic. They're relevant even in Season X. So I would say that's worth to do. Now, when it comes to Season 3, this is the lady you want here. I was actually fortunate enough in Season 2 to come second place in Doomsday, and I was the leader of the alliance, so I had I think 3 or 4 Season 3 random tickets, so I would be guaranteed a Season 3 hero. And I had already had Panther maxed out, I had Ivanov maxed out, and my 3 Season 3 heroes was this lady right here. So before anyone else could recruit Season 3 heroes, I already had the Panther, Major Anastasia, and Captain Ivanov as my APC. And in every single kill event until you were able to recruit the Season 3, I could literally just turn on my game, sit in the middle of the center unshielded, and just laugh, because that APC right there is ridiculous. So I would suggest doing that. I guess what I would say in terms of how much you should save, I would aim to have 1,000 tickets in the bank account before recruiting. Now, people may say, how can you have 1,000 tickets every season? And that's a fair point, because that's really difficult to do. But it depends on what you're recruiting. So as I said, after you've got these orange ones complete, I wouldn't suggest using any tickets. You can get War Boss, and you don't need 1,000 tickets for War Boss. So let's say you have maybe 500 or 600 tickets by the end of Season 1 Doomsday, which is completely achievable, because from when you first start the game up until the end of Season 1 Doomsday is quite a number of months. So you should be able to save quite a lot. And this is, just completely from rewards as well. You're not actually, like I said, it doesn't require anything to spend or anything, so just from rewards. Then maybe out of those 500 tickets, you use maybe 100 or 200 to get War Boss. Well, now you still have 300 left over. By the time Season 1 is finished and Season 2 starts, you should have saved at least another 500, possibly 600 or 700. And then you can come into Season 2 with 1,000 tickets. Now, when you've got 1,000 tickets, the first pool that pops up will be something like Panther, Inquisitor, Knight, for example. I don't remember exactly what it is, but let's just say it's that. You have to see what is your goal. So if Panther is your goal and you recruit in this pool and you get 3 Panthers and you've only spent 500 tickets, well then just stop, because there's no reason to continue to recruit if that was your only goal. And then in the Ivanov pool, if you happen to get, Viscount Ivanov Executioner, and you happen to get Ivanov in, 300 tickets, well, fantastic. Then you just stop. And now you've still only used, 700 or 800 tickets, and then you've already got 300 left over. The hardest thing to do with super tickets is to stop recruiting. It is really difficult. Once you've started, and you've got what you want, you think, oh, well, I can just keep going. You need to stop immediately and start preparing for the next season. Season 2 could have only just started, and you've got your 2 heroes that you want. You're already thinking ahead. You're already thinking for Season 3. Now, the counter, I guess, argument to that is, let's say you go into Season 2 and you're wanting Panther and Ivanov, and you recruit, and the first pool, you get 0 Panther and you get 5 Inquisitor. Okay? You should never be getting 5 of any hero, because if you've already got 4 of a hero and you're still recruiting in the pool, that's already a mistake. But let's say you've got 4 of the Inquisitor, you've got 0 Panther, and you've got like 1 Knight. Well, that's not a bad thing. That just means that you need to now readjust your game plan, because there's no way that you're going to be able to get this guy when you've already got 4 of him. I would highly recommend to stop recruiting, and what you should then do is, in the next pool, Viscount Ivanov Executioner, you actually get I guess you can feel more liberal in recruiting, because you can get Ivanov, which is great because he's a great hero, and if you get Executioner, that's still fantastic because you already have Inquisitor maxed. So these two pair very well together, and so think of it like that, I guess. But as I said, try to go into the season with 1,000 tickets. The less you use each season, the better, because that means you'll have more saved for the next season. But yeah, I guess that's really all I can talk about tickets and everything. I forgot to even write anything on my notepad here. But yeah. Also, pro tip: don't recruit commissar. All right. Thanks, guys.